If you stand at the top of the Shard, the highest building in London, and stare off to the southeast on a clear enough day, you could see all the way to Paris. 300 plus kilometers of nothing but air. Funny thing is, as we all know, air is anything but empty. The space around us is filled with around 10 trillion atoms per cubic meter. If we actually wanted to find something like emptiness, we'd have to go higher, farther. Up around 100 kilometers above the Earth's atmosphere, the density of atoms drops to about 1 million trillion. A little further out, about a third of the way to the moon, we drop to around 7,000. Interstellar space, the abyssal black between points of starlight in the night sky, whole light years of space with nothing but 1,000 atoms per cubic meter. If you look between galaxies, it drops to just 10 atoms per cubic meter. Galaxy filaments, a relatively new astronomical term, refers to these cosmic superstructures like thin strands of millions upon millions of galaxy clusters, lines of pockets of existence against the obsidian background, and from far enough away, they all look sort of connected. But the spaces in between galactic filaments are among the most desolate places you can find in the observable universe. And thus, we've given them a fitting name: voids. Hello and welcome to Neon Lights Roleplay, ladies, gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond that binary of the internet. More specifically, welcome back to After the End, an Afterworld story, an Offworlder story, I should say. I have 4 amazing people here with me, ready to step beyond the veil and tell their tale. But before they do, I'd like them to tell us who they are. So please, in the order you presented in the overlay, please tell the audience who you are, who you're playing tonight, and where you can be found on the internet. Take it away, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah X Franco. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter and a whole bunch of different places at Sarah X Franco. Tonight and every night in the After the End, I'm playing Timothy Shade, a lamp with the heart of a man.
A lamp. Well, moving us on, I believe that this is over to you, Alicia.
Hello, I am Petty Energy or Energy 9, depending on the section of the internet you find me in. Sometimes people call me Alicia, sometimes I answer to. Tonight I'll be playing Frey Hollow, just a traveler finding the next leg of their journey.
Stepping on down to the bottom left, I believe that takes us over to Saint.
Hey, that does. I am DMF Saint. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at DMF Saint. I'm playing Adam Anthony, who is broken but on the mend.
Aren't we all?
More ways than one.
And I guess that leaves me. Hi,
Yes.
I'm Michelle. I don't social media, so don't bother looking for me. Sorry. And today I'm playing Arcane, who is using he, they pronouns today, so please respect.
And I suppose that just leaves us with me. If you don't know who I am by now, I am Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox. And tonight I am the arbiter, weaver of the tale, though we are all storytellers tonight. Where we last left off, these 4 adventurers were in quite different tales. Quite specifically, the end of each of their tales. As one by one, in their own special ways, they were brought beyond, left to naught but the blackness, some in some very interesting ways. It's cold, Arcane. Not skin cold, but bone cold. The kind of cold you can't drink away or mend with a warm fire. The kind of cold that seeps into the soul. It's felt like an eternity. You've been nowhere? There's nothing here. The darkness of an ever-consuming void. Every now and then, in brief instants, you get a faint flicker of starlight off in the distance. But even that lasts but moments in this ever, ever-consuming nothingness you find yourself in. You've been slowly starting to feel things again. Your toes were first. You wiggled them what felt like centuries ago, and you didn't see them, but the feeling, the nerve twitch and muscle twang, was familiar. Not long after you got your hands, then you could feel that sullen feeling, the bulk of your torso, all there, but hollow. Like something isn't where it should be. You've been floating in this feeling for, again, what feels like forever. And then you take a step. Your feet land on something. You feel human skin touch down on metal, cold steel. Another, and you're firmly standing. You look around, and there are walls of high, dark onyx metal, lines of crisscrossing neon blue and dark green, blinding the walls in places, giving it this off, strange illumination. You don't ever remember stepping into this circular room, this strange place easily 3-4 times as high as you are and 6 times as wide. It's like an open atrium, like a place of welcoming almost. And you're not alone. 1, 2, no, 3. 3 other people are here with you. And so, in the reverse of overlay order, so I have to be starting with Saint and then Alicia and then Sarah, why don't you describe the people Arcane is seeing in front of him today?
Yeah. Adam has like a black shirt on that looks like it hasn't been washed in a very long time, and like there's like holes in the armpits and all over. Over that, he's got like a Carhartt jacket that is thick and hard from not being washed, hard enough to probably provide some defense against not only the elements but also people trying to steal his shit. Dirty jeans, boots, trucker's hat, crazy beard. He looks homeless.
Notice the figure of Adam there in front of you. Sorry, I had to get some sounds ready first. The next figure there looks still mostly human, but there's definitely some thing about them you can immediately tell distinguishes them from humans you've seen before. Frey, what do you look like?
Frey has lots of kind of like hair that's been locked. She has got locks all over her hair. Big proof of them. has on a deep purple vest with some buttons with some shine to them. It's a little unclear what they're made of. Over the vest, there is a pendant of some kind, but it's hard to see what exactly is dangling from it without getting closer. Some slacks and a coat that has a clear hood, so you can still see all the hair through it.
You notice second figure there that appears present in this room. Arcane, the last figure you see, well, it's interesting. There's a couple figures there. There's three vaguely human-looking individuals, all dressed in a similar garb, this matte black uniform with a single sort of dark gray stripe in the middle. They are working about this object in front of them. It's human-sized and tall. They seem to be wrestling and playing about it, adjusting on knobs. It's almost like some sort of humanoid mechanical construct, but lacking a head. The last figure among them tries to bring the a thing up, an object up. Sorry, they bring an object up that to you looks almost like one of those lantern shades you'd see in town occasionally, just hanging outside. And they just jam this into the top of the figure, the humanoid, and they then come up behind them and bring a small bulb of some kind, place it down in this, and with a sort of quick press, light blooms under that shade, and now you're suddenly able to perceive this construct figure with this lampshade head. And I guess that takes it to you, Tim.
Yeah. The construct is dressed. It looks like the clothes that are wearing are rumpled, like they've been in a drawer or something and were hastily grabbed. They don't really match. A pair of loose slacks, a button-up white shirt with a ketchup stain on the left breast pocket, and a black vest, all horribly wrinkled, just kind of draped over this person. The form's about 6'1", pretty broad, and sitting up top where a face should be is a plain white lampshade, and you can make out a light bulb kind of lightly glowing from the inside.
And as the three of you are fully visible to Arcane, before I finally set the scene and allow you all to interact, Arcane, why don't you go ahead and describe, for now at least, what they see?
Arcane steps through. He's putting a hand to his neck as he looks at his hands in kind of a grumpy face. He's pale skinned. Ears are tapered at the edges with dark emerald green hair that kind of like fades a little bit into blue. He's currently wearing some kind of brown cloak along with some with a pair of black trousers, as well as a scarf hanging around his neck. Bit youngish looking, about like young adultish. You're not quite sure. As well as a pair of silver spectacles perched on the bridge of his nose.
Muted myself there, my bad. So, the room sits bare, but for the four of you. The metal plates jut out at strange angles, forming an almost semi-pentagram. Nope, I can't again. Nope, yeah, all right. I think stream is hearing me, but you guys aren't. I can fix that. Hold up. Oh no. Stream, no. Why you do this? Boop. Did I fix? There we go. Better? Ah, but now I can't hear you guys. Oh no. I can fix that though. Don't worry.
Fascinating.
Oh,
fixed
you're
it.
back. Uh-oh.
All right, I fixed it. Did I fix it?
There we go.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
All right. Everything's fine. I fixed it. Okay, wonderful. Sorry about that. Phew. So, as the room sits mostly bare, but for the four of you, the metal jutting out at awkward angles, creating an almost inverse pentagram that seems to center towards this middle plinth. It's the same dark onyx metal, a cylinder that juts out, a half dome above it, and that half dome is bare, but for a crystal glass around it. It's otherwise just the four of you, and the last thing I'd say the four of any of you remember as well, the last of your encounters. And suddenly, after experiencing a similar thing to what I described for Arcane, that almost semi-eternity of non-feelings before slowly coalescing and finding as if you were almost always standing in this room and are suddenly facing these three other people. As for now, I suppose, scene is yours.
Well, I thought I was dead. And except I'm breathing right now. Pardon me. Introductions here. I'm Arcane. Who are you all?
You may call me Frey. It is nice to meet you, Arcane.
Pleasure to meet you too, Frey. And you?
Adam? Adam.
Pleasure, good sir. And my, what are you?
Hey, I'm gonna need you to not. This is not what Father Mulligan said it would be like. What the hell are you? Does one of you have a mirror?
Well, I don't, but, and Arcane is going to wave a hand, and as you can, as he does, you can see sort of like particles kind of shift in the air and form a refraction, like a pane of glass almost, before it reflects your figure. It's about person-sized, so about as big as you are.
Timothy's just gonna stand and look at it. Where the fuck is my face? Where the fuck is my head?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Probably sometime soon.
Is that not what you normally appear like?
No. No, ma'am, this is not what I normally look like.
Fascinating. My apologies. And, you are?
Right. My name's Tim. Tim
It is
Shade.
nice to meet you.
GM.
Up, boss.
So you said some time's passed and we don't remember much. I'd like to hold my hand out and see if it's shaking, to see if I'm currently going through withdrawal symptoms.
Nope.
And exactly how drunk am I right now?
You know, it's weird. How do you gauge your usual state of sobriety?
I don't know what sober is.
Fair enough.
Really.
In that case, you feel very different. a feeling you haven't usually felt. It's sobriety.
I'm gonna sit down. And I would like to sit down.
Adam, you just plant your butt on that metal, and it's cool to touch. Not uncomfortably cold, but just take a sit. The instant you feel your rear planted on that metal, that crystal dome pops to life.
What sort of magic tech is this? Interesting.
From
Don't
above,
suppose they have a library here.
From above, you all hear a slight bit of humming as a figure descends. It's a cube-like figure that tapers off to almost like a pyramid at the back end. Below it, it has two appendages that taper off into three-fingered claws, and a screen makes up its face.
What the hell is that?
Greetings, soul-based creatures. Destination monitor K212.
It is nice to meet you, K212.
It
My.
swivels over to you. You see a quick little beam come out, about a few centimeters in width. Quickly swipe down your face, Frey, and just... Designation, Frey Hollow. Species, Human Arcana.
Accurate. Enough.
I'm gonna lay down now.
Gonna swap over to you the moment you speak, Adam.
I didn't speak. I just laid down.
Oh, fair enough. Laying down is totally fair. In which case, it just kind of just keeps looking at you for now, Frey.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but what the hell is going on?
It swipes on over and looks at... I'll get to that in just a moment. Swipes on over and looks over to you, Tim. That same light kind of comes out. It's a bit wider to compensate the whole lampshade. Scans, just... Designation, Timothy Shade. Species, Human Obscura.
I'm sorry.
Fascinating.
I'm
Are you
gonna
some
need
sort
someone-
of compendium? Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. My apologies.
No, it's like Tim's like standing there. His entire body posture is just tense and tight, and you'll just see the lampshade like tilt and turn as if he were looking at you, Arcane. And he's gonna go, "Oh no, don't mind me. Okay, all right, And he's gonna put his hands behind the lampshade and start pacing.
All right, well, okay. So before things get really cool, thank you, Mr. Saito, for gifting 2 people 12 months of Tier 1 subs. You're always an amazing person, so thank you for being great and appreciating us. We love to make things for you. Thank you for watching us. We love you so much. Arcane, as you're inquiring about Tim's status, the monitor wheels around to you, does a similar scan of your facial area. Designation, Arcane. Species, Draconis Majora.
Accurate. Even if I'm not currently looking like one right now. Strange. How did you manage that? Can I take you apart? Wait, no, that would be rude of me.
It steps back a bit, looks over to the last person in the room, and hovers over the laying body of Anthony.
Listen, I'm not gonna take you apart either.
Does a quick little scan of your face. Designation, Adam Anthony. Species. That's queer.
Yeah.
Looks like a human to me.
Yeah, last I checked, I was human.
No matter. All manner of being may enter the veil.
I'm sorry, the what now?
It waves a quick little gesture. The wall of blackened metal just shifts like liquid, opening up in a window, and you'll see out beyond that just this curtain of blue, purple, almost orange starlight. It speaks again. The Veil, the place beyond the mortal realm.
So this isn't a dream. Fairly certain I
No.
was dead.
Correction. As you all, correct. As you speak, you have all currently been terminated. Stand by. Adjudicator will be with you shortly. It'll wave again and close up that hole of that allowed you to view, and just kind of begin shuffling away.
I'm sorry, did you say terminated? Did I hear that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so
Now, yeah, I didn't pay that close of attention in Sunday schools. I probably oughta, but I'm pretty sure I would have remembered if angels were supposed to look like that. So I'm pretty positive this is hell.
You didn't think you were in hell when you started talking as a lamp?
pardon me, Frey, but what are angels? What manner of
I'm-
creature are they?
I'm unsure.
So it's not just me.
I just figured I took my sweet time getting here, is all. Been in
Well,
hell for quite a while.
I mean, listen, lamps don't have legs, so that makes sense.
As you say this, Tim is going to look down at his legs and kind of move them as if moving them for the first time. And he's been pacing around, but he's going to just kind of do that slow moving and go, yeah, well, they're pretty new.
Oh, I guess I'm lucky.
Sometimes traumatic things cause a lapse of memory. That is perhaps what happened to us.
You'll hear a voice from off to the side, just, fun theory. Haven't heard that one before.
But
A humanoid appears. There's no door or anything. It's just like they were kind of there. They're dressed the same way you saw those people who were attending to Tim's body. They're gone, by the way. You never saw them leave. They're just not there anymore. This one person is there, though. Dressed similarly in that matte black uniform, cut out with a single gray shirt, several chevrons on her left pin, and, as I said her, you can see she's clearly femme presenting with long gray hair. Afraid the face looks very familiar.
we meet again.
Yep. Sorry it took me so long. I had things to attend to.
Where's our next destination?
Well, I figured I'd give you all some time to process before we got to the meat and potatoes of it all. So let's get this out of the way, kids. You're all dead.
Yes, we kind of figured that.
I know, but I think that one there might need
Miss?
some time to deal with the shell shock. Points to Tim.
I believe
You'll see the light kind of flicker inside the lampshade because there's no actual facial expressions as he holds his hands out to the side. What gave you that idea?
I believe bulb shock might be the more accurate term in that case.
She cracks a smile. Facial expression. Sorry, I'll stop having my fun. Alright, let's focus on the simple thing. Each of you has passed your time. For whatever reason, however it was supposed to happen, you have crossed the veil. I'm sure our monitor friend already explained what that is.
Yes.
Great, we're keeping up. However, this isn't how
Excuse
this
me,
normally...
miss, what is a monitor?
She brings up a hand again, just, yes, love tech worlds. The monitor floats back in, just, think of this as a construct. It's animated and controlled by energies, and it attends to our needs. The monitor floats back away.
Save the questions for later, I'm guessing.
We'll get there, don't worry, I'm sure you have plenty. The important thing to know is, this isn't how this normally goes for everybody else that crosses over.
Oh, really? Is this not how it goes for most people when
No.
when they die?
Yeah, I got a
Is that-
question about that too. How does the lamp normally die? I'm leaning in. I don't know what else to do at this point.
You know what? Honest to God, man, Adam, was it? That's
Yeah.
fine, because I don't understand why I don't have a face. I don't understand why I'm here with this. I don't understand who you are, what's going on. I'm just...
He snaps. You'll see that dome again kind of flare, fill the whole room with this pulse of blue-green light that quickly fades. And in front of you all, and also in front, well, not in front of her actually, but only in front of the four of you, is this flicker, this globe of green energy. And on each of you, there are these pits of black around them. She says, metamorto-temporal anomalies. That's the term we use. Things that don't die right. You see,
Okay.
normally...
I don't see how that was my fault. There was a guy that just came into my house and unscrewed my bulb, I guess.
She smiles and says, "Room
Oh,
one
were you murdered as well?"
Murdered crew.
I'm sure this nice lady... I'm sorry, I didn't catch a name, though I don't know if it matters.
217, Ayla. You will call me that and that only.
217 Ayla.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have
Okay.
to say the whole thing?
Yes.
So we can't just call you
No.
Ayla?
It's actually weird, Arcane. You try to just say Ayla and you can't. Like, it doesn't come out.
All right, 217 Ayla. I don't feel right calling it murder, because at the time it's neither here nor there. The little one here says they were murdered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't die quite right. Now we're here. Is this like a transition point?
Good segue. I'll explain what here is. You'll see her turn away from the four of you, lift a hand to her wrist, press a few buttons, and just like, well, Adam and Frey, it would look familiar to the two of you, just a crystallized, gathering of light collects into a line and then hardens and then quickly widens into the rectangle. Right this way. Don't worry, it'll feel a lot less weird this time.
Frey steps through without any hesitation.
Adam comes up to sitting with like his legs out in front, angled a little bit. GM, do I still have my pistol on me?
You sure do.
I'd like to check and see if it's still loaded with the one bullet.
Probably. If you left it loaded, it's still loaded.
Okay. I will just get up and shake my head and walk through the door.
What? As Adam walks through, what the hell is that?
Portal. We can use these smaller ones to step in between places here where we are, and we can use the bigger ones to cross the veil.
I'm sorry, are you telling me you made a portable, working teleportation gate?
Technology goes a lot far beyond what you think it would this on your world.
Pretty cool. Tim?
Fuck it.
I'll go through if
Gonna
you go
stride
through.
Yeah, Tim just as he says fuck it, starts doing that like long angry stride through, and the bulb in the lampshade like glows like a little bit brighter. Like instead of like a warm light, it starts to get like a little bit more orange in nature as he storms through.
Arcane takes a little bit. The way he walks is a little funny. Like, trying to get used to... Actually, is Arcane even wearing any shoes right now?
Nope.
That's a good question. Yeah, just...
But as you're walking strange, 217 Ayla does look up and just say, you know you can change whenever, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You can change whenever.
You mean I'm not trapped in this?
No. Well, you were when you were alive, but you're not anymore. Curses have very specific fine print. Now come on, you're wasting time.
Well, in that case...
So
Arcane's gonna just change if he can and walk through the door.
So this actually sounds like a great place for us to scene set next. So here's what we'll do. Here's how we'll do this. I like how this works actually perfectly for us. So you all step through the light. It doesn't feel as weird for the two of you who have felt this before. It's a quick transitioning sort of phase of this like shifting sideways almost. And you find yourself in a massive open, almost like four room. It's layered with tiers and tiers of consoles, and individual people in that same uniform are moving about constantly, typing away and working at different things, having conversations. The monitor, which you saw previously, there are a bunch of them, dozens of them, floating around in the top through a pane of just pure crystal glass, like the small one that was in the dome. You can see this large, centralized spire with these individual buds, almost like tree seeds. And there is an uncountable number of them, just infinitely coalescing along this spire as you look out, and monitors are flitting about, constantly attending to and messing and playing around with them. And still in front of you all is Ayla. You all step through perfectly fine. The only thing you notice slightly differently, well, the three of you, Adam, and Tim and Frey, come through perfectly normal. The thing that follows after you is a lot different. Hey, Adam, Tim, they got D&D in your worlds?
What the fuck is that?
Oh, okay, just wondering.
I mean, I'm sure they do, but I'm never fucking...
What is that, like a supplement or something?
You ever read, like, King Arthur, or, like, you know, like, I don't know, any, like, ancient, like, The Hobbit, you know, Smaug kind of thing? A dragon walks through.
Oh.
As Tim comes through, because he'd be the last, he kind of is holding... He thinks to himself he's holding his breath as he kind of walked through the portal. And he's reached the other side, and he's seeing all this stuff. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And he turns around to see the little one coming through. And as the first, like, dragon leg would come through, he would just yell, Jesus Christ! Like, start backpedaling away from the portal.
And as Tim does this, Arcane, why don't you go ahead and describe what your draconic form truly looks like?
So, Arcane probably isn't as big as you guys are all thinking. He's actually he's very short, actually, like maybe 5'7", maybe, and that's what you're thinking.
Okay.
He's got midnight blue scales with sort of this kind of like emerald deep green horns that go back defensively, sort of like in like a spiral shape. But his muzzle, perched like right on the bridge of his muzzle and like on some feathered external ears, are the same silver frame spectacles.
Oh, dragon with glasses, that's adorable. Oh god.
Oh my god, that thing ate the little one!
Excuse me? Tim? I'm
Ah,
sorry. I understand my appearance can be quite frightening to humans. It's me, Arcane.
it is nice to meet you in this form as well.
Thank you, Frey.
Tim,
Tim's. Yeah, go for it.
you're a lamp. I don't know why a dragon's surprising you.
Tim's lampshade head twists and pivots towards 217 Ayla. And you can tell it's the front because there's a small divot like in the side of it. And he's just all right, ma'am. I'm
Yeah.
gonna need you to tell me exactly what the hell is going on. And he points at Frey, and whatever the hell you gave her to make her be so just chill about this, I'm gonna need some, okay? Cause what is this?
Well, I think she's just like that, but in either
Are you
case,
just like that? Are you just this is just fine with you?
Every journey has branching paths. This is one of them. Smiles.
The bulb flickers.
Right, well, minus our stoic lass over there. I'll give you some clarity. You are all officially in the Mortality Adjustment and Enforcement Division, also known as May. I'll explain it kind of like this. She snaps her fingers again, and a small little image comes up. It's almost like an oval, sort of. And on one half of the oval is a pure, but of sort of blackness. On the other half of the oval, it's just a myriad of colors. Some you're pretty sure maybe don't even exist in your reality. And in the middle is a strong, thick border of gray. She points to the side, infinitely colored. This is the mortal world. You all come from here. Different places in here, but here. As of now, you're all, she points to the other side, here. Whenever a soul passes, no matter where in the multiverse it is there, they go here. What happens there, what happens here, is they end up in this place. She points back towards that large crystal left. You can see the huge spire full of all the buds. Every single one of those buds is a soul. Human, dragon, you name it, it goes here. It sits for a while. It's drained of anything it might have gained in its mortal life, and is sent back out. Our job is to make sure anything that has to end up here goes here when it does, not earlier, not later. There are also, occasionally, those that don't want to come easily.
Like those necromancers?
Exactly like those. We get plenty of those.
I don't understand what this has to do with me or why I'm like this. Great, neat. You got a little bit of a soul tube here, getting things from point A to point B.
Hey, you remember that word I used earlier to describe you all?
Metamortal Temple Anomalies. Yeah, I
Yes.
remember.
That's the one. Refers to an instance wherein the energies that balance a soul and maintain its stability, its stasis within the mortal realm, become destabilized. Normally when this happens, we simply get called in to, handle it before it becomes an issue. In instances where we can't, either because we can't identify the anomaly or other forces prevent us from doing so, it festers. Now, I don't know how to make this next part clear to you, but there has to be a balance between what exists on one side and the other. A perfect ledger. That balance gets too far one way or another, the whole table gets flipped, and both sides disappear. Catching on so far?
You got a weird weighted scale, and something about us has got it gawampus.
Exactly. So, our department is broken down into several different divisions. There are monitors, like you've already met. They mostly handle our routine business. And if you're wondering if any of them are people, no, none of them. All of them are robots. Beyond that, you have engineering, where things maintain all our equipment and weapons. Operations, which manages and deploys our operatives. Supervision, where we maintain some of our deeper calls. And adjudication, that's what I do. I talked to the
Can I get
higher
this one more time, Keeper?
Of
Sorry.
course.
Monitors, engineering.
Operations, supervision, and adjudication. And I'll break that down for you
Okay.
in some text in the break, don't worry.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, here, you know what? I can do that for you right now. I got you.
Brilliant. Thank you very many.
Got you. And as that's happening, she sort of continues to speak and just... May recruits, as it is, from all over the multiverse. We are all, everyone here, souls that passed over. Don't ask us how, it's been too long.
Tim's bulb, like, gets a little bit brighter for a second, and that same kind of more yellowish light. I'm sorry, are you telling me that I've been shanghaied into some strange multi-dimensional death force?
You know, you're the 17th person I've heard describe it that exact same way. Yes. But here's the why. You see, it's rare that someone like me, adjudicator, gets to speak with the boss. But I did. A few of us did. Long meeting. Entirely about what to do with you four. The simple solution would be deal with anomalies that get dissonant in the usual way, which would be send down some operatives to dispatch your souls and have them erased from the reincarnation line. You don't return to the Spire, your souls are just stripped away from the timeline forever. But boss made a different call. So rather than just wasting you four, we're recruiting you. You're operatives now.
All right, I had two questions.
Go.
Two questions. Well, I'm gonna regret the first one.
Mhm.
Who's the boss?
She stops herself, like she goes to speak and literally stops. I quite literally can't tell you.
Okay. Second question, Frey. How the fuck are you so calm?
I do not understand your agitation.
Fuck
Tim
you so
starts
mad
pacing
about?
again.
How? Frey, is this just like a normal Tuesday for you?
Is this what a normal day is like for me? No, but this is what the universe is called to have happen.
Okay.
It is easier to go with the flow and guide it as opposed to fight against it.
Yeah, if I didn't have like a whole raging rapids going on, I might agree with you, but we're gonna agree to disagree, and I'm just gonna keep wondering how the fuck you're so calm.
I have also two questions.
Let's make them quick.
I'm guessing, and this is the first one, it's probably a dumb question. I'm assuming if we refuse, we just go poof.
Yep. She says just in the most singular deadpan voice.
Now hold on. What do you mean I just go poof? I'm like this forever on whatever's on the other side?
No. Break the term down. Meta, morto, temporal, anomaly. As in, thing that needs to be fixed. As in, you don't help us out here, we erase your souls from the reincarnation line. You don't go there, you just stop being.
Blackmail. Very well done.
Correction. It's a crisis situation.
And you need our assistance. I see. Well, can never turn down a cry for assistance, unfortunately. Damn it, Avoda. My next question. Where's the nearest library?
You want to see the curator department. It's a couple floors over, and you know what? K212! The monitor floats down again. Just, greetings, 2719 Ayala. How may I be of assistance? Just get them to operations, get them suited and booted, at least ready on something simple. We have some kind of thing we can send them on, some basic op right now. I don't feel like shotgun training them, so let's get them something. Just, come on, someone, talk to me! People start moving around. Eventually, a single individual presses a few buttons on their console. You'll see K212's monitor flash over. This display goes up that shows just a weaving inner tangle of lines of different colors that all intertwine at a singular point. Well, they intertwine in a million different places all over the place, but the diagram rapidly focuses in on a singular intertwinement, which then manifests itself and zooms across different places and then manifests itself into a singular planet and then zooms in a bit further. And then there's some readings that go by. 17 Ayala looks again, reads over it, just... That doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, give him that one.
Sink or swim.
Everything around here is sink or swim, kids. Unfortunately, time is not an ally we have a lot.
Hey, speaking of time, how long do we have before we can decide to just erase ourselves?
Well... Would you like the honest answer or the answer that makes you not want to pick the secondary option?
Honest, why not?
You didn't have the choice the moment you walked through that portal. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam, you're a special case. Because of what you did. And looks over at Frey. You too! Because of what he did.
I'm sorry, what did he do?
Not
Frey,
for
for
you.
once, Frey's facial expression finally shifts a bit to mild confusion. Glancing in Adam's direction.
Yeah, mine too. Confused. It hasn't changed. Been that way since I got here.
The lampshade is turning from Adam to Frey to 217 Ayala back to Adam.
Not my place to call it. Listen, I hate to say it, but gray hair over there's got the point. Just go with the flow. Most people we get here who are new just do one of two things. They either freak out, question everything, and literally lose their minds. I'm not joking. I've seen people literally. Yeah. Or they adapt. They go with it. Roll with the punches. It's big out there. All right?
I don't know what I did.
You took out one of ours, boss.
What?
I don't have time for this. Let's address this some other time.
Okay.
K212? The drone slides forward. Just, this way, please. And then just hovers away from you all towards one of the exit doors to the large sort of atrium-like room you all find yourselves in. And you are more than welcome to follow him.
He follows without any hesitation.
She's just gonna follow without any hesitation. All right, okay. All right. Arcane, was it? Right? Okay. You're a dragon, and that's totally fine. Adam's a man with a dark secret, I guess. And I'm still a fucking lamp. So, God is dead. and Tim is gonna follow.
Can I?
Which
Can I-
god?
Wait, sorry. Do you say God is dead out loud?
Yes.
Ayala just says, there are millions of them. A lot of them are, yeah.
Arcane
light
immediately
flickers.
responds to them. Which one? Which one?
The player has a question about the lamp's response. Did the lampshade did the lampshade turn? Was it just the lampshade turning on the pivot? Like, did the rest of the body turn, or is it just the lampshade rotating?
It's like the head's turning, but like imagine it like because there's not like a neck component, it does just kind of like look like
So like you unscrew the top and then spin the lampshade.
kind of. Yeah,
I
like
just wanted
it's
to
not
confirm the mental image I had in my head. Yep. Okay.
Needed that.
like it's
Thank you for the confirmation.
has anybody here read Saga?
Yes.
It's like the Prince guy. He's got a body but like a television head. It's like that, but it's just a lampshade with a like you can see a bulb inside that's glowing. It's turned on, and he'll have a small like drawstring that's like kind of hanging down out of the lampshade. But it's very like it's human-ish. What's that word when you like make an object but
Uncanny
you give it
Valley?
human qualities?
Anthropomorphize.
Yeah, but it's just a blank lampshade with like a weird dent in it, and that like is turns and kind of looks in the direction that Tim would be looking.
Well, descriptions of lamp people aside, as you all slowly follow behind K212, headed towards who knows where, apparently operations, I think this might be a nice solid time for us to give our players the briefest bit of a break. So we're going to step away for just a moment, let you all refill your beverages and or use the bathroom or hold a loved one as needed. We will see you back here in, let's say 7 or so minutes tops. Take care of yourselves and we will return in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. And we return. Welcome back, friends, to After the End, an Offworlders story. Where we last left off, our 4 adventurers had finally understood their place in this strange story, or at least part of it. Meeting the Mortality Adjustment and Agitation and Enforcement Division, otherwise known as May. They have been told of their charge. They have been told what they must do, and more importantly, what they are. Metamorto-temporal anomalies. Disturbances in the very fabric of not just space and time, but mortality. And now, our 4 heroes, our 4 fated souls, find themselves recruited, armed, equipped, and employed. So allow me now set the scene, if you would. Skyscrapers loom high over an amber horizon. It's early-ish in the morning. The night is waned away already, and most are moving towards jobs or taking care of their larger times. It's probably waning towards around lunch for those who work early shifts. The city is alive with the motion of people moving themselves around and chattering, taking in signs. It's overall a relatively relaxing scene. Off to a corner, down an alleyway, dark and dank, hidden away from the clutter and cluster of everything and everyone else, so far away that most almost don't even notice, clustering of starlight gather together into an even line and expand quickly into a large rectangle. And one after another, after another, after another, our 4 adventurers step themselves through and find themselves in a world that, well, at least for some of them, would look and feel pretty similar to where they left. A busy, urbanite city, bustling with humans, and otherwise rather simplistic. Curiously, as you step through the border, Arcane, you are immediately back in your humanoid form.
God, not this again.
And as Arcane is shuffling around, you all notice that you're all now at least similarly garbed to the May agents you've seen before. You can have variations on the uniform as you wish, of course, but the standard is the same. That simple matte black sort of piece with that center gray chest. You also have, various packs and pouches on you to handle your equipment, and you were taught the basics. Most importantly, though, on each of your wrists, you can pick which wrist if you'd like, is a device. It's mostly a blank screen that wraps around the wrist of your equipment, and has a green screen that you can pop. You were worked through the basics of it. A lot of its features seem very complicated, but you are more than aware of how to do simple things like contact other May agents, scan for mortal temporal energy, and other things like that, as well as your standard equipment you were given. Most of it you're pretty sure you might know how to use. We'll see.
I have a couple things. As we come through the door, I'd like to check my pockets for money.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me plus willpower?
You had to pick willpower, didn't you?
I just guessed, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's a 6. I mean, it makes sense because my next question was going to be, is there a liquor store nearby?
Well, unfortunately, you start patting around, hoping that maybe whatever May agent put this one through the wash, maybe left some spare change in it. You actually start getting surprised as you feel like some solid coins and maybe some paper. You're like, oh, a few bills, hell yeah! And you pull them out, and you're pretty sure they're paper bills and a few coins. The coins are like hexagonal and have like 3 holes cut in the middle, and the bills are of various shades of purple and red.
Yeah.
The wording on them doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I would throw them on the ground. And the second thing that I wanted to ask, I would have stayed far away from Frey while we were training and not really engaged because I feel semi-responsible now. And I would like to know if the voices are telling me anything about Frey's surface emotions at this particular moment. Mechanically, I am using my scanner ability.
It's so good. I like this. So
interesting. Very interesting.
Specifically about me.
So yeah, Frey, go ahead and describe that.
What happens, before you answer, what happens if 2 people have scanning abilities?
I don't know, Frey. What happens?
That's a good question.
Curious, I wasn't sure if there was an inherent. How would you describe your ability as somewhat magical in nature? If not, that's fine. I'm just curious.
I might be losing my internet connection because things are going a little crazy for me.
Uh-oh.
No.
I hope not.
Uh-oh.
You turned into Gladys, and I didn't quite hear if you asked me a question. I'm sorry.
Okay. What I asked was, would you describe your abilities as magical in nature?
Well, that's
you
the
the
question.
Player, not you the character.
No, I know, and I don't know that I can answer that.
Gotcha.
Foxy, I need you to tell me whether it's magical, why the voices are talking in my head or not.
Basically, I'm trying to figure out if it would read as magic to Frey or not.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then your scan goes as intended. If it does, it would not.
I'm gonna say, per previously established lore from yesterday's 0.5 session with Frey, establishing that your unique magic and the flow is close enough to the veil that I would wager that Adam's unique disposition, yes, would probably.
Yeah.
There's a harmonization where they sort of interact. It's weird, Adam. Like when you sort of first reach out, there's a dissonance almost. Like you can't. It's almost like a buzz of static. But then you kind of feel another presence almost interlinked with yours, and then it kind of slots into place, and you're suddenly able to perceive at least some clear thoughts. But it's it's dual linked, so you can both suddenly feel each other's surface thoughts.
I'll give you mine first if you want them. I will give you social currency by giving you my thoughts first, and then you can tell me what I get.
Social currency.
Sure, absolutely.
I feel very bad whenever this person who clearly is powerful in some way and knows more about how things work than I ever could told me that you're here because of what I did. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of I'm waiting for you to lash out, strike me, kill me, kick me, whatever.
Okay. Surface thoughts that Frey has about Adam is because Frey noticed during the training he didn't really want to be near her or anything. She's a little confused. She's more wondering what she did in particular that you're averse to, but she harbors no sort of ill will towards you whatsoever.
Thank God. That's all I wanted. That's all I want to know.
It's I'm also gonna jump in here real quick. As you sink in with Frey to gain her surface thoughts, and you sort of pass it back and forth, it's a perfectly fine sync. But as you sort of separate from that moment of connection, you kind of Adam, you feel, I guess, for lack of a better term, around Frey with your unique sort of sixth sight, and you hear all these other thoughts, all these other whispers, so many of them, millions of them. It's almost overwhelming, and it's only for a moment, and then it's just you again.
Frantically looking for money in the pockets again.
Adam, is there some way I can help you?
Not unless you have money or alcohol.
I understand this is a bit strange, but do you all mind if I, and Arcane's gonna, like, approach everyone and, like, try to sniff at them?
Frey will kind of like hold out a wrist in an effort to aid this. And doesn't look perturbed.
Arcane's gonna sniff Frey's wrist. Just try to, like, memorize that scent specifically. Frey, what do you smell like?
Frey's probably smells like raindrops and ozone.
That's
fun. Adam will offer tentatively for you to smell him. He's self-conscious about it. He didn't like, they tried for his uniform to have like the coat, but he wasn't giving up his jacket. You don't give up your jacket on the street. That doesn't happen. He smells like piss.
So what you're saying is he has coverage issues?
Yeah.
It's like, is there anything like undertones or that, or is that just like straight up just like smells like piss?
I mean, smells like dried alcohol, piss, regret, depression, like just
same, dude. Been there. Same, dude. I'm gonna behave now. I
apologize. Tim is gonna be standing in the alleyway, his lampshade kind of swiveling as he looks around. And as Arcane, you like approach, he's gonna hold a hand out and be like, "All right, little guy, I'm gonna need to know exactly why you're smelling people, because I gotta be honest, not really into that. So if you can explain to me why, we can talk. But I'm happy to accept a lot of truths. Just rapid fire, and having a little dragon man smell me might just be the thing that pushed me over the edge. So,
I mean, I am stuck in my human form, it appears, but
the lampshade tilts to the side, like, really?
Apologies, Tim. in case we get separated, or which seems to be a regular issue with me, I should be able to track you down via scent, just in case.
All right, but just don't make it weird. And he's gonna hold out his hand.
Yes, don't make sniffing me weird. Please, don't do it.
I'm sorry. The lampshade in the middle of a city said, "Don't make it weird."
Arcane takes just a light sniff, like doesn't like sort of like a almost like a in like an archaic sort of like when you offer your hand, like kind of like takes it
Mhm.
almost like a gentleman and just light sniff over it.
Mm-hmm.
What does Tim smell like?
Him, strangely, there is a subtle smell of cologne. Not overpowering. It's very mild, very subtle. And then coffee. It's a very like warm smell.
It's
My thanks.
yeah. So as you're having this 7-minute aside about the party's assorted smells, you would all, I guess, vaguely be reminded that upon your devices on your wrists, your scanners, you are able to sort of notice a sort of it's kind of like sonar or radar to a degree. It maps the general area and gives you a sort of readout with the outer circle where general presences of metatemporal energy are coming from. And where those things are gathering at, you already know that's typically where you guys are at. You were given a brief description of where you were headed. There's a dive, like a dive diner that's open super early, about 3 blocks around the corner. Uh, and so that's where you guys are easily headed. The one thing I'll say you all immediately notice as you walk out of the alleyway is that despite one of you having scales on your face, kinda, and the other being a lamp, no one seems to mind or notice or say anything. Like people like look at you like the kind of way like you make eye contact, kind of like somebody you like walk by, like they'll glance, but no one says anything or even like looks perturbed. It's almost like they're not seeing what's actually there. Maybe.
Oh, I
Hey,
thought they were just all fray.
Could be that.
hey, buddy, you got a dollar I can borrow?
A guy stops. Just hang on, let me a second, man. Pulls out his wallet, drops, pulls out 2 ones. Just hey, man, all you.
You got any more in there?
Yeah, but I got lunch plans.
You ain't got a card or anything like that?
I do.
All right, thanks for the 2.
Okay, sweet. Take it easy, all right, man.
Yep.
He just kind of keeps going about his day.
So that's the local currency. Paper, huh? Strange.
Confirming we are in like Earth.
Mm-hmm. This definitely
Uh,
the dollars, the money he pulled out was like American dollars.
It's actually linen.
I see. Textile.
Yeah.
Why textile though?
Harder
Like,
to
why not
fake.
metal coinage?
Harder to fake. We have metal coins too.
Linens and coinage. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
We usually we pretend it's one thing though, but it's really like covered over other metal.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Huh.
our pennies used to be copper. Now there's just a copper plating on the outside.
Ah. Like the kingdoms. Makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. As much as anything that a dragon says in a city makes sense. Yep.
All right. Aside from Arcane learns the U.S. Mint, you all pass your way down the street for a fair bit, passively minding the stores. I'm actually gonna go ahead and ask each of you, real quick, describe a store you pass as you're walking towards this diner. It's maybe a block or two away. It's definitely America. The city, it might take a minute, but any of you who are, from a Earth parallel world might eventually guess what city you're in after maybe the first block or two. And if the first one of you to assume what's to justify that. You can just tell me what city it is. But as you're walking around, things just seem a little bit different, just a little off to some degree. So I'll each of you just real quick as you're walking by describe one shop or site your people see as you're walking through this city parallel, this Earth city parallel, and go as wild as you want to. Why not? Whoever feels like they got them. Just take it.
You got something, Michelle?
Go first.
We're just describing what we see.
Mm-hmm. Just give me one site, one thing. Again, it's a city on Earth
Yeah.
that might be recognizable, but something's weird. Things are weird.
Yeah. So, Tim's got his shade on a swivel, and he's gonna notice like the storefronts. As we've come out, we seem to be in kind of it's a city, but we're in a smaller part, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of like patio seating for different small restaurants. There's a couple of boutiques. One of them has a bright orange like faux fur coat hanging in the window that's just gorgeous on the mannequin. And there's a lot of people lounging, sitting around. Like it's not as hustle bustle as, other areas of the city might be. But what's weird is all the signage is in the same font. Like there's all these different businesses, like they all have, they're clearly very different vibes. You have like a French bistro or this little boutique, but all of the signs for the shops are in the same exaggerated swirling font, like exact same font. And as Tim kind of looks around, everything is in this font.
Yeah, Tim, it's weird. As you're looking around, every sign, the public street signs, the the shops, the local park, the subway station, all have the same exact font. And there's this symbol you keep seeing, like a kind of almost like a French fleur de lis, almost. Everywhere. All everywhere. All the different shops, all the different things. It takes you a bit, but then it clicks for you. They're all owned by the same corporation? All of it. The street, the buildings, all of them, the park, the subway. It's like every part of this city is owned by a singular corporation that exclusively uses that font. Otherwise known as our timeline in about 6 years. What?
Uh,
All right, someone else, give me a fun site.
Okay. Arcane and Arcane is just completely bewildered by everything here. Like everything basically looks strange to Arcane. Like there's giant steel, he's guessing, like buildings. Like holy crap, buildings can get that tall? Question mark. And the pavement is just so well ordered. It's really strange. But what really catches his attention, besides the bookstore off to the left, is the small park. It's ordered. Way too ordered. Like not even it's too perfect. Like not even even if it was naturally like curated like one of those gardens from say a palace, there's no way they could get plants to grow that uniform. Certainly not trees. And that's what they look. They look like carbon copies of trees. Just planted.
Yep, just very strange. It's as you're looking at this arcane, you maybe like almost passively just like briefly draw in a bit of your magical energy to maybe just sense like for like the brief barest presence of life energy in those trees. No, all the trees are fake. All of them. It's fake trees. Whole park full of fake trees. Somebody else?
I can go. Adam's got $2 now, and he's looking for the closest liquor store, package store, whatever, and finds one. It's a smaller place, more like a newspaper thing that has like an actual room that you walk into instead of like the stands.
Yeah.
Like a little smaller room, and he goes inside just to see what he can buy for $2. I don't think anything in there is cheap enough for him to buy with that money, but there's really not much there because everything, like the vodkas, the rums, the gins, the tequilas, the beer, it's all one thing. There's one beer, and there's one kind of vodka, and there's one kind of gin, and there's one kind of tequila, and nothing else. It's just a shelf of the same.
And they all have that same exact textile that Tim was noticing. That same small fleur-de-lis logo on it. In fact, you even notice the guy behind the counter has a little kind of like a uniform shirt on, and the buttons have that same fleur-de-lis symbol on it. And he just looks like he just is so fucking tired of his life. Like, you walk up with like a beer or two, like whatever you like, you just walk up with the shit, just like I don't know what any of this shit is. You walk up, put it on the counter, and it's like, you know, whatever. You put $2. Gosh, just like, whatever, man.
Can I get 2 more?
No, the fuck you want, dude. It's all loss covered. I don't care.
In that case,
Dude, I've been on shift 16 hours. I don't give a fuck, man. It's all covered by the company anyway. Get whatever you want. Get out. I get paid at the end of the month anyway. It doesn't matter to me.
are you okay?
Is anyone okay?
I mean, no. But you seem even less okay than me.
I mean, I don't
And
know.
that's
How many shifts did you pick up this week?
1, but it's a really big job.
Really? Huh. You must be working something important then. No offense, but I wouldn't have guessed it given...
Yeah, that tracks. I'm gonna get whiskey, and I'm gonna rejoin my friends, if that's okay.
Whatever you want, dude.
These are for you. I bought them for you. Here you go. And I'm gonna go get that bottle now.
You'll see him just deliberately scan the currency, place it in the register, show that the beer was purchased with that, make sure it's deliberately scanned. He actually does it twice to make sure, and then he finally cracks it open and is like, "Oh god," and just starts like taking it straight back.
Yeah, I'll open the second one for you too, and then I'll go get whiskey and just walk out the door.
Sweet, man, bye. He just says like through gargles of alcohol. And yeah, you step back outside and you rejoin the other 3, and yeah, you're all keenly aware of those sights you're seeing as you're making your way down the street. And yeah, I guess the best way to summarize all of the hints you guys all gathered is the way I said it at first. It's almost like this whole portion of town, this incredibly well organized, well sorted, well boring part of town, is all organized in the aesthetic of and the function of as if it's owned by a single company, which is weird. Maybe not. I don't know. In either case, you pass your way down and eventually find yourselves at a diner. And that same curly font is outside the
Frey
front.
didn't describe her place.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Go ahead, Frey.
Yes. So the place that Frey notices, because this is not like where Frey is from, really. But seeing kind of the theme of the other shops, the one that kind of catches her eye is a shop that is simply called a storefront that appears to be simply called Free Refills. But whenever somebody goes into the shop, they don't seem to be carrying anything. They go in and they come out. Takes her a while to figure out what the refill is. Because as she looks up, it's like, okay, if someone hat, it's the same, clothes are the same, face is the same. Looks down, People who typically go in there, their shoes are very worn down. Some people walk in on broken heel, like with the shoe, like the heel broken off of a shoe or something. They come out, shoes are immaculate. It was apparently a shop where footwear is, you can change it for free.
Very strange. It's certainly not a place that exists on your world, or maybe any of your worlds, or wherever this place is. The sights and sounds and new things distract all of you for a good while. But eventually you find yourselves noticing some pings registering on your device as you slowly approach what looks to be a large restaurant of some kind. Similar to the one you described earlier, Tim, it's got a patio out front with just a few large umbrellas and sort of curved benches and tables. There's not really anyone in the patio, as most importantly, there's the glass that would separate the outer patio from the inner structure is completely shattered. It's glass everywhere. There is a police line of tape around the outer structure of the gathering, and what looks to be a collection of officers of local law enforcement of some kind, all moving around the scene, collecting things, picking up pieces, doing crime scene investigation and such things. A few bystanders are around and looking and offering hushed whispers at what's happening, but as you're closing in on this scene, I'm gonna say let's see, Arcane. It's your device that is the first to register that that you are clearly closing in on some kind of anomaly, and you'd remember from your training that there's a symbol that washes over the screen as you begin to slowly approach on the overall area that is your anomaly. That your 217 Aiello was very clear to make sure that you all knew that your sensors can't directly track exactly where an anomaly is, but it can give a vague sense of the impressions of the energy in the area. So it's more of a sort of like hot and cold game, less of a it's right here. But you can definitely sense you're getting warmer as you approach this place.
We're getting close. What is going on over there? I don't understand. I'm sorry, I don't understand. What are the humans doing?
It's a crime scene, Arcane. Those are law enforcement individuals. They're here to investigate what's happened. So we'll need to not ask them a lot of questions unless we want them to ask us a lot of questions. We don't want them to ask us any questions.
Okay.
Tim's gonna try and do. Tim's scoped out a crime scene or two, given his line of work.
Maybe.
So he's gonna do that casual kind of like head over to a nearby car and like lean on it as if it were his. You know what I mean? To try and get an idea of what is happening here. He's specifically looking for, like they're clearly like investigating, but like does it seem like they are more armed than normal? Like, was there a violent confrontation? Like, is there ambulances? He's trying to like start to pin together the clues of what was the response to the situation and backtrack to what maybe went on.
Tim, please roll plus intelligence.
Would love to do that.
Go on ahead and do it.
Brilliant. Do we have any pluses? I know Heck redeemed like a
4
whole bunch
plus
of them.
2.
Yeah, every one of you has a +2.
Okay, I'm gonna use mine right now.
Go ahead. An 8.
That's an 8.
All right. Do you feel you have?
I'm glad I used it because I rolled real bad.
Oof. All right. Do you feel you have a skill that might justify getting a reroll of one of those die at this moment?
I have a skill that's sneak. So I don't remember what that gives me really.
Oh, not your abilities, just like your two like you pick 2 skills from your
yeah, no, for the abilities,
Ah.
no,
Okay, that's fine.
not really.
In which case, the 8 is still a partial success. So here's what I'll say. You're able to pick up on a few things. First, There is an ambulance nearby, right, parked just to the right of the diner, and sort of off to the side. 2, there's an officer who is down at the ground gathering something from off the ground, and given the frequency of how often they're doing that, you wager they might be shell casings. And based on those 2 things, I'd say you can easily put together the premise that yes, whatever happened here was some kind of violent crime. Unfortunately, where you would normally be super able to sort of gather more intel, because again, Tim, this is your stick here. Unfortunately, there's a little bit too much commotion going on, sort of to indicate is for you to get any more direct information from this far away. But what that does tell you by the fact there are still so many people still gathering around and watching and listening to things, I'm gonna say you can pretty easily tell this probably happened not that long ago.
Yeah, and I feel like the 8, like he's not getting as close as maybe he used to, considering his appearance and not wanting to draw any attention. He's going to then turn back to the group and say, well, somebody had a really bad day. Looks like someone, my guess is that there were shots fired. He looks at Arcane from a gun and like tilts it, like the head tilts a little bit to kind of gauge and see what Arcane's gonna do.
Ken's like, is that kind of like a fire stick?
Adam pulls out his gun and shows it to you.
Ah, one of those. Right, some of those crazy Magitech. Yeah.
It seems like it was recent, given that they're still collecting evidence and they've still got an ambulance parked down that way. My guess is if we're here to fix something that didn't die quite right, then, well, we're in the right place.
I have one question for the GM.
Hello.
So using Arcane's analytical ability, what can he tell about the ambulance? Because he's never come across an ambulance before, so he's kind of looking at towards like that general direction where it's probably looks like maybe like what others would recognize as like paramedics, but like what can Arcane discern from that?
Arcane, please roll plus intelligence.
Okay.
7 is a partial success. It's mystifying, Arcane. You've never seen a giant metal carriage the size of this thing. It's so garishly painted and decorated, you can't imagine what sort of ostentatious noble would ride around in such a thing. But then you see the back of it, and you realize that there's a single, well, there's 2 people, 2 humans. Both are hauling up a large sack. It's roughly maybe 5 or 6 feet long, and dark black. They've zipped it closed and are lifting it to place it in the back of this carriage, this giant metal carriage in front of you. It's not that hard for you to pick it up because you're pretty smart, Arcane. That giant metal carriage either hauls away the injured to be healed somewhere, or it takes away those who have lost their lives to be placed somewhere else. And judging by the bag those 2 people are carrying, there's probably a person who fits that latter category in that bag.
See, a corpse carriage.
I mean, not inaccurate.
You mean the hearse?
Is that what they're called?
Well, that's an ambulance.
Okay. Is that what nobles use nowadays, or?
I shouldn't have said anything.
Sarah, you're muted.
Yeah.
No, Arcane, that's generally speaking a service for the common folk, though it's not really important. Actually, on the ambulance, is it in the company font?
Yeah.
Though this ambulance might be a little bit different. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little overwhelmed at what exactly we're supposed to be doing with any of this. Are we looking for... He kind of... The bottom of the lampshade tilts up as if he were raising his chin in the direction of the ambulance. Are we looking for the one that was dead or the one that didn't kill them right?
Tim, you maybe sort of instinctually get a good look at your wrist over there, and it pops out with the sort of readout of the area. You can see the top down of the diner and the sort of surrounding block. There's this cloud of energy you can see kind of mystifying in the area. You would know from your training that it represents sort of like metamortal temporal energy, effectively. And there is a lot of it gathered in this area here. And there's a deeper concentration of it inside the diner as opposed to on the outside where the diner, where the ambulance is.
Gotcha. As he looks at it, he'll tap a couple fingers. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I only really ever played Link to the Past, so this is a lot for me right now.
You didn't have like the Zelda watch when you were a kid?
No. I mean, video games, I like more tactile things, car engines and things like that. Something I can actually work with. These abstract things are a little bit much.
Yeah.
Should I ask what those are later?
I'm not sure it will help. I
Okay.
just figured I'd let them keep going.
Okay.
Looks like whatever it is inside, so we can either try to wait it out for this to die
Frank goes
down and
inside.
break,
Oh.
or we can just go in.
Before the rest of us follow, GM, I have a question for you too.
Hit me.
Am I like feeling a pull in any particular direction?
Yeah, actually. A little bit more than just a pull, Adam. There's like
Oh god.
it's like a firm, almost like a vague sort of staticky buzz all around you.
Okay.
And it's kind of definitely coming from inside the diner, as you can tell. And as you're making your way into the like towards the diner, you cut left and notice that at the patio area, someone's sitting there.
Above the table, confirming they did not tell me what this is.
The person?
No, the people went during our training that they didn't tell me what that is.
I'm gonna say, yeah, they probably wouldn't have told you what it is directly, not yet.
Yeah. The person is the person alive or dead?
You can probably easily tell by the fact that like that buzz is centering around him. Whenever you look at him, he's probably not, alive.
So we all just walked past him, and I know
You're not. It's almost like as you're approaching into the diner, you are the first person that sees him.
Oh.
So if you indicate to the rest that you see him, maybe they notice him too.
I think we're probably here for him.
Yes, you all looking. Tim, despite you seeing this place from the outside clearly as you all were approaching, and being like, no, like there wasn't anybody on the patio. It was where the crime scene was, and also they wouldn't let people inside the crime scene. The moment Adam says like, hey, like I think we're looking for him. You look over. Yeah, there's a guy sitting at one of the patio tables, just sitting there. Cops haven't interacted with him or told him to move or anything. He's just sitting there.
Tim's gonna look at the police officers, look at the guy, back at the police officers. Yep. Just confirming some deeply held beliefs. And he's gonna turn to Frey and say, you want to handle that and I can stand here and run interference since...
Frey was already walking over.
Yeah, go get him. All right.
Yeah, Tim, as Frey's approaching, like as she's starting to walk up, you see one or two of the cops turn and see her, and the look on their face very much says like they're about to stop her from crossing the line.
Yeah, Tim's going to shoulders back. Step forward to meet the police officers. But we can resolve whatever first.
Yeah, I'm fine to step into that now. Actually, as you step over to the police officers,
Awesome.
they walk over to you, and yeah, they clearly recognize you trying to get their attention, so they walk over to you. One still keeping his eye like kind of on Frey as she's still slowly approaching. But they turn and look at you and just something you need.
Yeah, I think my friend was here earlier. I think he left his wallet. I'm just here to collect that.
Well, listen, unless you got clearances, I can't let you pass this line right now. It's an active investigation.
No, I understand. It's just that I work as I'm a PI. I work these kinds of cases. My friend left his wallet here. He was meeting someone he probably shouldn't have been, so I'm here to manage that. I understand that this is a little unorthodox, but can you help me out? Man's gotta eat.
He turns in. Sarah and Alicia, both roll me flat 2d6s real quick.
Flat D6s?
2d6s.
Two of them?
Two of them. Two of those d6s.
Yikes.
Keep them flat.
A 5 and a 3.
That's an 8. And 9. Okay, nice. So the one talking to you, Tim, turns to his partner and just, did we get any info on this case being foul play or getting a PI involved this fast? Seems pretty. Other guy's like, no, I didn't get any info on it. You know how people move around here. He bits back for a bit. And the guy's like, listen, I'm not getting taken for this shit. Fuck it. Turns back and is just like, you got 10, all right? You got a crew with you, or is it just you?
He's going to gesture back to the rest of the group and say, I've got some of my associates here, but they're kind of following up with witnesses. So if we'll 10 minutes is perfect, and we'll get out of your hair. And as he's talking to them, their uniforms, I'm assuming, are the same company font.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna say, you know how it goes. New executive leadership, just kind of throwing things around. And my understanding is that the guy I'm working for was up for a big promotion, so we're just trying to cover their bases.
As you mentioned executive leadership, the one in the back just breaks to a little bit of a chuckle as you finish up your statement. Just, you follow the execs? What do you want? Is definition like 37 by now?
And, well, listen, it's modest work, but I figure if you can't beat them, join them. Am I right?
I get it. I just keep my head down and all this stupid shit. Anyway, you got 10. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. And he puts a hand up and tips the top of his lampshade just to, like, see what happens. Like, are they registering anything? They're not acting.
Just perfectly normal. Either they don't see a lampshade, or there's nothing wrong with lampshade-headed people in this world.
And he just kind of moves over to get a closer look at what's going on over here, while also hoping to buy Frey and others time.
And since you mentioned the lampshade thing, this might be a great time for me to mention one of those pieces of tech you all got. A quick cut to a scene wherein you were all doing your training. You'll notice that on your uniforms was placed a small circular symbol with that same kind of hollow glass texture in the middle. It's placed directly on your belts of your uniforms, and you were told that effectively what this does is quantum shift your immediate perception to people around you. It allows, no matter what universe you're in, people to perceive you as if you belong in that universe. The trick is it operates on everyone in the local vicinity to you based on their proximity. The closer they are, the easier it is to spoof and then recognize that you don't look normal, and or if there are too many people around. So avoid crowds and avoid getting too close. And yeah, each of you has one of these equipped on your belt pieces.
Tim will mutter something about newfangled tech as he taps the belt buckle and continues about his business.
All right, and then I guess we slide our way back into the rest. You all I assume you're all directly approaching the man?
Arcane is
Listen.
gonna still be at the line. He's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, we'll leave Arcane at the line for now. Adam, are you still approaching with Frey?
I would. I'm in with Frey,
Mhm.
but not approaching.
Okay, that's fair. So you're past the line with Frey. Arcane Arcane is back behind the line. Frey and Adam are past the line. Frey, you're walking up towards this individual who is just sitting at the table. As you approach slowly, you can see that it's a man, human looking, rough, kind of brown facial hair. Has a very gaunt look on his face. His figure also looks blurry a little staticky almost, like it's like you can't fully put him into focus. Like you're always looking at him out of the corner of the eye, even when you're looking straight at him. And he sits there, staring off into space, hands in front of him folded, just staring.
May I call you?
She'll be here soon.
Nice to meet you. She will be here soon.
I have to wait. She'll be here soon. I can't get bored. She'll be here soon. I gotta stay.
Is that not your name?
Gotta stay. Gotta stay. Gotta believe. Gotta stay.
Who is she?
He looks up. Everything. And I fucked it up. I fucked it up so bad. 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 And he starts to just rapidly shake his head.
What will make it better?
He keeps shaking his head and repeating that, fucked it up so bad, and then he stops. This. She'll come, and I'll talk, and I'll tell her, and I'll make it better. I just have to wait. She'll be here soon.
How long have you waited?
He turns and looks at you. Doesn't say anything.
May I shake your hand?
He looks at you for a bit. She'll be here soon, and slowly puts his hand up to yours.
Frey will take it and shake. Or that's what she attempts to do.
It slides right through.
I believe your opportunity to meet has passed in this place.
What?
Memories are important and long-lasting, but they don't stay tangible.
What?
You must go somewhere else to meet her again.
No,
She
but
will
she'll...
not come here.
No, but she'll be here soon. She said she'll be here soon.
She has most likely crossed your path, and you've forgotten why.
No. No. 11 o'clock, just before lunch, at this place. I leave early, I get dressed, I buy flowers, I'll be here. That was the plan. I did everything right. She'll be here soon.
Where are your flowers?
He looks at the table. She'll be here soon.
I can help you remember if you let me.
He looks at you again and doesn't speak.
May help you find her.
he doesn't move for a bit, but he slowly puts both of his hands up. Just, she'll be here soon. I have to
And
wait.
with permission, Freya will put her hands right up to like where their hands would meet, and she will be using her scanning abilities to try and scan this, what she assumes is a fragment of memory,
Oh, okay.
to
I
see
like
if she can
this.
unlock something that they cannot remember.
Frank, can you roll me plus willpower, please?
Absolutely, I can do that.
And as you're doing that, I want to cut out to the rest. Arcane and Tim, you are both.
I will use my +2 for this.
Cool, awesome. Let me know that number in just a moment. Arcane and Tim, you are both outside the line as it is currently. You're Tim. You're still chatting it up with these two cops here, trying to make sure they don't. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just kind of like probably like asking like general questions, trying to get an understanding of like what went on here.
Okay.
And if like looking back to see how things are going, is gonna kind of to Arcane to join him, kind of as he doing. Yeah. So what happened here exactly?
Arcane, do you make your way over?
Arcane, like, does a quick, like, and this looks, he's not sure if it looks weird to anyone, but, like, you can definitely see him, like, take a quick whiff of, like, the area, trying to, like, catch any sort of smells, right? Because he's been in restaurants before, nothing as futuristic as this, but, like, he knows, like, the smell of, like, you know, foods, maybe filtering out a little bit of, like, the steel, but, like, he's looking for hints of like blood or maybe like poison or something. But he notices Tim and like as he like takes his quick whiff, like pauses in an evaluation before like walking over towards Tim.
You definitely smell blood and almost like sulfur or like brimstone a bit in your nose. It's very faint, distant now, but it's there. It's in the air about the place you're in, and that's at that moment you notice the blood and brimstone-ish smells that you see Tim gesture you forth and call you over, and as you join over, you know, like, what's going on? Tim says. The one you're speaking to first, sort of, you can now sort of tell by body language, maybe perhaps the more veteran of the two, just says, "Looks like simple homicide for what we got. Two shooting parties, one inside the restaurant, one out."
Any idea what was going on? Just seemed like a random deal. Someone had a bad day. A
Couple
little more
scab gangers,
personal.
probably. You know, they get beef around here this place all the time. Whether it's people jacking their tech or getting mad about their profit margins, whatever. These people get up and out all the time. I wager one group saw the other one. One opened fire, the other one fired back. And our poor asshole over here, he gestures over to the ambulance, caught right in the middle of it.
Collateral damage. Always a fucking pain.
It's the way the city works, unfortunately.
So I mean, what are y'all's procedure here, huh? You just collecting evidence, marking down names. Did you catch the two that were engaged, or?
Nah, both parties broke off before we can get down here fast enough. We got officers on pursuit as far as we know, but they're further off in the city. I don't really know much about what happens out there, but for now, we're mostly on cleanup, evidence gathering, taking care of the bodies, and identifying that sad sack.
Tim's gonna look over at where Frey is talking to the other person and like getting an understanding that these guys aren't really registering. Like, my belt is working kind of, you know, and he understands that. But he's trying to get a sense, like, do they notice the guy Frey's talking to at all?
I'm gonna say without a roll, you can easily tell. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, like if Tim doesn't get that indication that they've seen him, he's not gonna call attention to it. Well, I mean, it's a kind of a messy day for you, I guess. A lot of paperwork around this kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's every day these days.
Yeah.
Would you care for
Wait.
any assistance? I'm an assistant here, so need any help?
I don't know. Listen, we work in a different department. I don't know if we want to get involved in the nitty gritties. You know what I mean? Those kinds of things can show up poorly on your performance review. But I mean, if there's something a little bit more immediate here, you need an extra set of hands. I'm pretty sure. I know. My friend here was approved for overtime.
Looks over. Just, can you write an intel report?
Does Arcane actually like recognize any of the symbols or lettering? Like, he's pretty good at like faking things, and he's pretty good at like learning new stuff. But like, does he recognize any of this? Is he picking up on any of this? On
Well,
any of like the?
First glance, no. But if you may adapt another small callback scene, another piece of gear you would have recalled gathering is a small sort of bud that's installed right behind your ear, almost like a clasp. It serves as several things, mainly a point of contact so you can hear directly, communicate with other May agents without having to make outward chatter. Additionally, it alters your sensory perceptions. Whenever you look at a language anywhere in another universe, it adjusts your perceptions to make you able to read it.
So Arcane's gonna like just pull back, like, you know, like flip his hair a little bit and just press the button to take a look, and just like take a look at like the paper, like what papers he can see, and be like, I'm kind of new at the job, but I can do my best.
Give me 1 second. Yep, he believes you. He looks over just. Well, listen, we got the sad sack's phone, honestly, and I super don't feel like going through all that nonsense. That guy had like a couple thousand texts. So if you feel like writing out some of that stuff for us before we take it in for investigation, that'd be fine.
Arcane is all for it. He's all for reading. He's just like, he has no clue how to operate this phone, but he saw text on it and is just like, he's gonna read like an entire like book's worth of, ready to read an
Alright.
entire book's worth of text messages.
So then, why don't, while you roll me some intelligence to figure out how well Arcane can figure out how to use a smartphone, let's cut over to Frey and. Yeah, let's do this. So, Frey, you connect with this specter in front of you. What'd you roll, by the way?
I rolled a 7.
And Frey, what'd you roll?
That would be the same number.
Oh, look at number sevens today, huh?
Uh,
Partial success. So I'm gonna give you an option here, Frey. Either you can have a bigger effect than intended with your use of your scanner here, or you can suffer some backlash.
Bigger than intended.
All right, there it is. You reach out, connect, feel those tendrils of silver non-energy link between your palms, and instantly your senses are washed away in blackness. It slowly begins to manifest. You're in a restaurant. Actually, you're in this restaurant. Not today, maybe a few months ago? Hard to tell, but it's all there in your brain vaguely. There's a woman in front of you. She's gorgeous. Or at least, he certainly thinks so. But the look on her face is pained, angry, tired. Jordan, I'm sorry. I know this is the worst place to do this. And if there was any other way, I would have tried. I can't anymore. I'm sorry. It's blurry there. The haze of emotions and senses that hit you so strong that it begins to dampen your perception a bit. You start to move through moment by moment by moment, drinking and long nights in front of the TV and talking to friends for brief moments of happiness, and that empty feeling you get the moment you're away from your friends and feel all the sadness again. And looking through your phone and deleting all the pictures and removing her from all your social media and telling your family you broke up, and all of these moments flash by you moment by moment, bit by bit, and it's all just eating at that feeling in your heart. And then it starts to slowly pick up as the days pass, and sadness turns to acceptance, turns to denial, turns to hope, maybe. And you question, and you type the text, and you delete it, and you question send in the voicemail, and you don't. And after 3 weeks of this, you finally send the text. I just want to talk. Can we get coffee? I'm sorry. And she said, yeah. And you said, 11 a.m., same shop we always went. I promise I won't be late. And on today, on this day, the last memory you get is that same phone, that same text screen, and a response saying, I'll be there soon. And then you're ripped right out of it.
That was deeper than intended. There's something else. Something happened. Jordan, what happened?
As you say his name, he looks up, not looking at you, but through you. Adam, from just behind Frey, you see this figure who's apparently just previously appeared so lost in it, shoot his head up to Frey and just say in the strangest, confused voice, Aaliyah? And then from around you, you start to hear, you already felt this buzz in your head around this person. Now you're feeling this numbing sensation in the back of your head. In the distance, some presence is pressing down on the area you're in, and it's wallowing up that feeling of yours. Something's coming, Adam. You feel it. And it's coming for him.
Something bad?
Oh, it doesn't feel good at all. Not in the slightest.
Does it feel familiar?
No, not at all. You felt living, you felt death. Both of those, both sides of the coin of mortality, are maybe perhaps intimately familiar to you by now. This feels like nothing you have ever perceived before.
So, above the table,
Hit me.
I rolled an intelligence check to see if some things would click for Adam. And I'd like to think because of what his deal is,
Mm-hmm.
and because he also has scanner, that he would have picked up on some of that a little bit. What happened with Frey?
Oh, you know, it's actually funny you said that, because that was the next thing I wanted to say real quick, Adam, is you get tendrils. And I'm going to say, what'd you roll on your intelligence check, you mind?
It was an 11 total.
Oh, with an 11. Oh, yeah, easily. It's at first you kind of only get the whispers, words here or there, but you concentrate, you dig in, you shake, you clear the fog a little bit, close your eyes, and your vision just melds into Frey's.
Mm-hmm.
You can, both of you can feel the other's soul sharing this space, this vision with you as you walk through this quest of Jordan's experiences. I mean, yeah, you feel all of that easily, no question.
So I'd walk up behind Frey real fast, and I put my hand on your shoulder. and I will get your attention and try to look right into your eyes. And I will say, was it you?
Was what?
Was
I
it
don't-
you? Did I? Was it you?
I was somewhere else.
I don't think we have much time before we lose our chance. This is what we're here for. Yes.
Jordan has to let go.
Does he?
Looking the saddest you've ever seen, Frey. We all have to let go eventually.
Sometimes people need a little help. And Adam will reach out to Jordan.
You reach out with your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say it's directly as you do that. That pressure that you were feeling, that numbing presence at the back of the buzzing, starts to grow in more and more. And then you see them. Just one at first. A thing made out of shadows and non-presence. Its skin purple, pale, and liquid almost. 2, 3, 4 arms. Many-limbed and clawed. It skitters across the wall, the front wall of the diner. You almost think you imagined it at first.
Do you see that? Trey?
Is Frey seeing the same thing?
You definitely didn't see that one. But the second one? Well, you see the second one. And then the third.
Yeah.
And then another one.
A lot of them.
I'm going to ask either of you to roll intelligence real quick or both. Fine. And I will also justify another stat if another stat fits.
12.
Oh, 12 is fine. Well, yeah, Frey, you are just looking at these things, these creatures that are shuffling around. And at first you're just like, maybe it's a local animal, I don't know, a rat, something. Then you see another one, and you start seeing the way they're moving, the crisscrossing in patterns, and hello, critical misses with the rate of 15. Holy crap!
What?
And as you're doing
Look at
that,
you guys.
yeah, hi everybody, hello my loves. And as you're doing all this, you notice that these figures, these creatures, they're not just randomly skittering, they're gathering up, swirling around the diner, circling, and slowly encroaching upon Jordan. And I absolutely think this is a great time for us to cut right back over to our other two.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great time to cut back over. And that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, I could have gone to break. That was also a plan.
No.
I'm only not because he's got rated. Well, Arcane, you're with Tim, having a look at the phone and the intel report. Tim, you can be doing whatever you want right now. You don't have to be with Arcane right now, but you're both present in the same area. Arcane, would you roll for that intelligence? 7, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tim, you notice Arcane is just fumbling with his phone. You've gotten it unlocked somehow by the grace of whatever god exists in this universe. You've gotten the phone unlocked somehow, and you are now just pressing parts of your palm into it. Just like the screen is moving, the display is shifting randomly, but you're really
You gotta use your finger, not your whole hand. Just your finger. Sorry, he's older phones. It's fine. Do not open that app. No,
Oh, no.
do not open that app.
Arcane like has opposable thumbs, but like it looks, he's just kind of like poking around at this point on various icons. Like he's starting to get it. Like you can see him like start to get it, but like you can see him like hover over what's definitely not the application that he's supposed to go to.
Yeah. Do not. Sorry, it's new. Like I said, approved for overtime. Mostly training oriented.
Well,
Wait, has
that
Arcane heard of flip phones? Is a quick question.
Well, besides eventually almost going through Jordan's OnlyFans profile,
correct.
you do eventually manage to navigate Arcane to his text messages. You could see plenty in the list of messages, just most of them, from sort of bottom to top. Mom, there's Aunt Noelle, there's Jason, B. There's a couple people who just have emojis for names. You're assuming they're like his closest friends, maybe. And then up at the top, the most recent message he's received is about maybe 10 or so minutes ago, and it's from Aaliyah, is the name up top. He doesn't have message preview on though, so without opening or clicking on the actual name, you wouldn't be able to see what the message itself says.
This one looks promising. Arcane's just gonna like poke it real hard. Like he has no clue, but he's just like stabbing the screen with his finger.
Oh god,
like,
that's how my grandma uses the phone. I hate it. Oh god, I hate it. Anyway, so after a firm stab to the screen of the phone, it does just pop right up. You can see at least the most 4 recent texts. There are not too many of them. The first seems dated about a week ago. It just says, "I'm really sorry for what happened. I just want to talk. Let's get coffee," basically. A response, sure. Another response from this phone, just same coffee shop, 11 a.m. I promise I won't be late. And then the last 2 messages, there's 2 left, are from today, and they are both not from this phone. The first says, "I'll be there soon." The second, which just came through a few minutes ago, says, and it's a bit longer, just seems to say, "Hey Jordan, so I did some thinking, and I'll be honest, I don't think it's for the best if we keep communicating. I'm doing new things in my life, moving on, being a better person, and it's not that I don't think you can't do the same, but I have to do what's best for me right now. I'm sorry. I hope the coffee's good."
Tim's kind of like looking over Arcane's shoulder and goes, "Ooh, poor guy."
Do the police officers hear that?
Yeah, they look over, just yikes.
Like,
everybody's got to go through one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but dumped and then killed, or I guess killed then dumped. Ew.
I mean, but yeah, I suppose that's pretty bad.
Arcane currently like has it enthusiastically pulled out like whatever passes for paper here and like a pen, and is just transcribing exactly what was written down. The text message just does not even like register the emotional like impact of this.
As Arcane is just scribbling through this, the officer looks down, just, "Your friend's busy. We'll leave you two to it. Go get some more cleanup done. If you need anything else from us, just let us know."
Will do. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
And they just turn and start walking off. And I think it's maybe, actually, if there's anything else you have real quick between the 2 of you, Arcane and Tim, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Tim's clocking the Arcane's doing the thing. The officers seem to be going to attend to their business. He would glance over at the other team just to see, like, do like that touch in, like make sure they're okay. So you just see the lampshade swivel in that direction. Kind of clocking what's going on. before kind of like half muttering to Arcane, like, all right, okay, you're not actually gonna write a report there, Arcane. It's not necessary, and everything that you're writing down is not gonna.
Arcane doesn't seem to hear you. Arcane is
Yeah,
just is very much like
yeah,
into the.
you know your own business. As he looks over, at the other group.
You see the other two. Oh, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, so one thing you'd notice about Adam probably is that he does not seem to be wincing as much, and he seems to have like a calmer face.
Mm-hmm. And separately from that, I think you'd notice this moment of Frey almost hand holding with who you now recognize as Jordan in front of you. There's this pulse of energy you feel as Frey's connection with him spreads out this wave of energy. And it's only after that settles him that you see something just wriggle its way across the cavern wall, the wall of the diner. And then another
What the
one.
hell is that?
It
I'm
swoops
just
across the diner.
drop a hand,
Yeah.
tap on Arcane. What the hell is that?
Arcane, you shoot up just as another one runs across the top of the ambulance.
What manner of creature is this? This doesn't look familiar.
Arcane, listen, I appreciate you. I do. But at some point you are gonna have to know what something is. I'm just gonna say it.
It's like is Arcane's like it looks like some strange like mix of like and like Arcane's just like spitting out like random like creature names of like like on Arcane's world like they like he would know them as like undead monstrosities, right? Like they're like some like weird mix of like to him looks like kind of like alchemical like fluid, I guess, and then like an undead like monstrous like creature.
Yeah, as Arcane starts rattling off like different like monster stat
monster
kind of like a
manual.
deal, like as he's like Tim's watching them, and if he detects that they're kind of swirling around, like trying to like track where they're going, and he's gonna check back to see if the officers have clocked it. Again, Tim's just like, I'm seeing shit. Are you seeing shit? Are you seeing shit? What the hell is that?
Yeah,
As
I'll say easy, no roll. No, completely oblivious. And at first you're like, oh, maybe these things are just fast. There's only like one or two of them. But then you start looking around more, like, okay, well, then you see a third one and another one, and you recognize, oh, there are a lot of these things. There's no way they wouldn't have seen at least one of them by now and freaked out if that was the case. Again, either these things are being seen and are perfectly normal, or no one else but you four is seeing them.
Yep. He's gonna always go a little more cautiously, and is gonna I can't make this sound, but he's going to make a weird clicking sound with his mouth. It's like somewhere between. My dad does this, and it's the funniest shit. It's somewhere between like a weird like there's a click, and it's like a quack almost, and it's a very loud sound. And he's going to make it, instead of like a whistle, it's this weird sound to try and draw Frey and Adam's attention. It's just a bizarre sound. I wish I could make it right now, but I cannot.
I need to know what the sound is now.
I need you guys to know that it's a sound that I'll record it the next time I'm with my dad, and they'll have it on like the soundboard so I can like click it.
There you go.
But like it's a sound that he makes that we've all learned to register that no one else does, so he can do that in public, and we know to look, but no one else does.
That's amazing.
You can see like Arcane's like ear just kind of like swivel over while he's like it doesn't look quite human. It's just like swiveling. It's because he's still got like his like human-ish kind of pointy ear.
The idea that this sound is emanating from a lampshade too just gives me life.
It's my favorite thing, actually.
Here's the thing. You made the choice to do something weird to get Frey's attention, who is pretty nonplussed at everything.
Everything's weird.
Yep, I hear you, bud.
And I think Adam's pretty singularly focused on this moment too.
And that's totally fine, and honestly what I expected. And Tim's we're gonna have to talk about this as he starts to kind of move in that direction towards them. Like, absolutely 100% the right call. Tim is out of his league.
So as you start making your way towards the rest, you start seeing these creatures. They're not following you, but their circle is slowly closing in. Like they've been feeling out something, and they're finding it fast. One gets in front of you there, Tim, sorry, and you get a really good look at it. It looks bent over and angular, muscled and lithe and purpley skinned with these 4 or 5 fingered hands, 4 of them leaned over. It's not uniform. It's asymmetrical and uneven, and it skitters in these weird loping patterns, but it's fast. Maybe a foot or 2 tall. Its face is completely void, save a wide, gaping maw. And as it looks at you and just preens a bit, you can look in its mouth and see just that same dark, purple, blue, almost orangish starlight color, just like the veil.
All right, Rover, down, and he's gonna try and do the like sidestep shuffle. But if this thing like lurches or moves in his direction at all, Tim is gonna try and punt this thing.
All right. Well, then before Tim has to punt that thing, let's cut back over real quick. Adam.
With an odd sense of calm, Adam would like to try to pinpoint the one voice he's looking for and ask, am I right? And I'd like to use my ability Premonition to know what will happen if I put my hand inside of him.
So you reach in to yourself.
I'm asking what would happen.
Mm-hmm. You wonder what would happen. You reach into yourself, press out for this thought. Do you
Sorry, I thought you were saying reach
that?
into him.
Yeah, no. Do you vocalize
No. This is me talking to the one voice I'm looking for in my head.
Mm-hmm. A lot of voices sift through as you put the idea of, what will happen if I do this. You hear this voice. You've only ever heard the voice itself maybe once, twice. It's sullen, but edged with bits of warmness, and all around that warmness, power. The voice speaks to you and says a single word: clarity.
Frey, you'd see Adam nod and then push his hand into the torso of Jordan.
It's cold. Freezing.
Can I see my hand inside? Or is it?
Yes, as you pull your hand through, you can see that it's almost like his chest is still visible, but it becomes almost slightly more transparent as you dig your hand through and can now firmly see yourself pushing through this person's essence. The moment you do so, Jordan begins to rage and scream, just flailing himself around. Just, no! She'll be here soon! I have to wait! She'll be here soon! No, stop!
I'll take my other hand off of Frey and put it on his shoulder, or shoulder area, and I will gently grip the hand that's inside of him.
Your hand closes around a pearl of something, a mote, solid and firm and weighty in your hand, and cold like the abyss. The moment you grasp it, you wouldn't know these two events are happening coterminously, but I'll say it for the sake of the audience in the scene. Tim, that creature in front of you that's been growling at you, in an instant it suddenly just stops and starts shooting its facial area back and forth. Like it was.
What you looking for there, Rover? You want a snack? There's some snacks over there. Go get him. Go look under the table. Go get him.
It just starts kind of scrambling back and forth. And
Yeah,
now at this point, I think all of you can notice, all of you easily, Arcane, maybe something, I'm going to even say one maybe scrambled by your leg a little bit that might have pulled you from your writing. You all now see there's a gathering of maybe 20 or so of these weird creatures just all around. But the moment you've laid your hands on that moat, Adam, they all stop and start just looking around. Like whatever it was they had their sights set on, they can't find it anymore.
Yeah, so to me this is one of those like those doctor moments where like they're trying to calm someone down, but they're not stopping at all. Like there's no moment of hesitation. It's just like just calm down, it's okay. And like in a fluid motion just tries to pull his hand back out.
You yank your hand. Give me 1 second to roll something.
I want to be clear, yank is not the right descriptor.
Oh, no, I know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yank was the word I was looking for there. But also,
Sure.
the dice are heavily favoring you guys today. Huh.
At least yours are.
Yeah, I know, right? You get a nice, solid, slow pull. As you finally get your hand out of the chest, you feel this tendril of energy behind him. Tim, just as you approach and get to like where the other two of them are, there's still this tendril connecting what is Jordan to this moat in Adam's hand. Adam, you're pulling on it, and where before it was like pretty easy, the moment like now that it's out, it's taut, and you cannot move it any further. And he is losing it again. Just, she'll be here soon. She'll be here soon. She'll be here soon. She'll be here soon.
Jordan.
And Tim, you can hear this as you're approaching.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, we both miss her. But we want her to be happy. She wasn't happy with us.
Well, I think between that and the good roll, what happens next is there is a moment as the creatures begin to skitter and gather around. One is literally on the sign of the diner, just glaring in all of your directions. If it had eyes, it would be making eye to eye with probably either Frey or Jordan at this point, but it's not moving. Just
Tim puts a hand out onto Adam's shoulder and says, "Do not let go of what's in your hand."
Not a chance.
and as Frey is speaking, talking, connecting with Jordan, Adam, bit by bit, the line loosens and loosens. And as Jordan just rages and it slowly dies away, just, she'll be here soon. She's not coming. She's not coming. I'm not worth it. He sort of places both hands on his head and breathes very hard. And suddenly that line is just dangling loose in front of you, Adam. Takes one good snatch whenever you feel like it's an appropriate moment, and it's coming loose. I wager Arcane, you two have now denoted what's happening and joined the group of your friends. Frey, you are still connected with Jordan, and you can see that while he's resigning himself, there is a part of whatever is left of him that is still trying, just barely, just weakly, not to let go.
Jordan, it's not about being worth her. We can't tie our happiness to someone else. You have to find that inside yourself. You have to keep going forward.
He locks eyes with you for a while. The creatures, still frozen, all kind of begin to vibrate and hiss in unison, building this almost cicada hum of noise all around you all. You wonder for a bit if he'll keep pushing back, if he'll try harder to resist. But after just a few moments, Adam, it finally just lets go. And you can pull. And Jordan just sighs to himself, tired. I have to let go. I was supposed to wait here. I just wanted one more chance. I'm sorry. And Adam, with that last yank, soul tether comes loose. This moat is resting heavily in your palm. And those creatures, Tim, you're looking at, they just start to kind of slowly shamble around. The one that's on the diner, despite the diner being a literal flat sign, it walks behind one of the letters and is gone.
Tim's got a hand on Adam's shoulder and kind of like watching as these creatures are going away. And he's gonna look at Adam. Hey, Adam?
Shh. Can you hear it?
I mean, I heard what they did for a second, and that was less than ideal.
Gone.
What?
Nothing. And Adam reaches into his pocket absentmindedly and pulls out a small black bag
Mhm.
and puts what he just collected into it.
The small soul mote drops into a bag. The bag feels like it has something in it, but as you open it, it's empty. You drop it in, falls in without a single sound. You close it, and you feel this wash of quiet as the buzzing and the pressure, for now, all just dim to silence.
Yeah, I could get used to this.
That makes one of us. Tap on the shoulder.
Hey Tim,
Yeah, what's up?
there's this device. You were given it during training. It's a canister, about yay big. It's almost like a thermos, really. It's normally dark gray when it's deactivated, but in the presence of, well, targeted soul, it begins to hum and glow a little bit. I don't know where it's stored on you currently, but you can feel a slight humming from wherever you keep things stored on your person.
Yeah. I mean, if we've got kind of like a backpack, or I imagine that there's kind of like a utility belt of some kind.
Always utility belts.
He'd reach around and pull it from like the canister that's on the belt, and hold it out. Pretty sure we do something with this now,
As
right?
you hold out the canister, the two sides of it click on either side. It begins to glow green along the panel lines, and the now at this point incredibly hazy apparition that was Jordan, which is now phased into just a vaguely humanoid shadow figure of colors, just draws itself in a single tether up into that device, and then it sealed itself shut.
Well, puts it back in the belt, zips it up. Great. First ghost busted. That's pretty good work, I guess.
Ghost?
The same thing as a specter or wraith.
Uh-huh.
The light flickers.
As the light flickers, and you're all standing wondering what happens next, you'll see just in front of you all, starlight coalesce into a thin line and rapidly open a wide portal. You hear in that device in the corner tucked under your ears, a signal go live with a quick beep. A familiar voice tunes in your ears. It's 217 Ayala. Just not bad for a first gig. Get back here, all right?
Great. Tim's gonna look around, And on a nearby table, he's gonna see that there's like a basket with some bread still in it. And you'll watch as he kind of like starts moving and kind of reaches over to grabs it. Remember, he doesn't have a face and coming back for you. He'll step through the portal.
Kane's like, can I get out of this form now?
Yeah, you kind of feel yourself think about that. And as you're having that thought, you're suddenly very glad you have your equipment on, including your hiding device, because in a puff of blue smoke, Arcane is in his dragon form.
That's convenient. See, on the flip side, is that the phrase? Read that in a book. It goes through the door.
And then there were two.
Trey, like I said, sometimes they just need a little help.
I did. Thank you.
Whatever I did to get you into this, I'm sorry.
Why do you think it's your fault?
Yeah, I'm not going to call her that name. She said that you're here because of what I did. Didn't she?
That's not why I'm here.
Well, regardless.
I'm
sorry.
Cheated. I'm paying the price. Don't take on more than you need to. Shoulder pat.
Right. I'm just starting to learn that. Would you like to go first?
You go first. You have more journey ahead of you.
You're not wrong. And on his way towards the portal, Adam will take the pint of liquor that was in his pocket out and set it on the table.
It remains there as Adam steps through, and Frey, you are the only one remaining there in this strange, strange world.
Okay. And Frey, like looking around one last time, kind of touching her fingers to the side of her head. I'm glad for the time I had being you, Jordan. And kind of then goes away and walks through.
The energy placed in your head by Jordan floats off away on the wind by your kiss, gently caressing the skyline. As you step towards the portal, you notice, curiously, one last thing. As the creatures were all vanishing, there's just one left. One that hasn't folded into some subspace pocket to disappear from this reality. And you notice certainly that they seem solely focused on tracing down what you now understand had to be Jordan's spirit. And as you're about to step to the portal, this one that appears to be still tracking and tracing stops, and its head turns to look at you. And very briefly, it brays at you. And then crawls away behind, like into the corner of a building, and has disappeared from reality.
Farewell. Continues to step through.
You step through the portal, and just the way you four left this universe, or entered this universe, you leave it with the starlight rectangle closing and vanishing. And with that, I think we have a great spot to bring tonight's session to a close. How we feeling?
Good.
Great.
I was afraid of those
Lightweight.
creatures. I was like, I didn't want them to get us, guys.
They seem perfectly friendly. don't know what you're worried about.
Super cuddly. The most cuddly. What are you talking about?
That's
Do we set it
just
on
how
fire?
they talk.
I can't wait for
Thank-
2.0 swarm mode.
Fair enough. Well, I have two last
Swarm
things.
is just warm with different letters.
Exactly. It's just swarm with an extra consonant added on. What's a consonant? You scared of one consonant, Saint? Come on. now.
Yes.
All right. Well, besides being scared of the English language, yeah, I guess I have two things left to say real quick before we head out of here regarding this campaign. The first, obviously, you all can please feel free to gain 2 experience points.
Woo.
So take those and hold them close. This will not be the way we gain experience after every session, but for the sake of this one, as it was our first, I feel like it's the most way to jumpstart everybody. Otherwise, be aware that anytime you fail a roll, you gain an experience, and otherwise, if I tell you gain 1, you gain 1, yada yada yada. The other thing I have to say is that the reason why you guys are getting 2 experience and not 1 is that you managed to beat the encounter without triggering the combat, because there were 2 different ways wherein that happened, wherein you straight up just had to fight those things, and you didn't. So good job. I like to publicly tell my players when they manage to outsmart me, so I like letting my players know that. That's all I got. So let's go ahead and do around the horn. Let's go reverse order this time. So we'll start with Michelle and go from Saint, Alicia, Sarah. And then I'll bring us on home and we'll get out of here, figure out who we can raid, and dip off for the evening, huh?
Okay.
Pick it.
Cool. I guess it's me then. I'm Michelle. I played Arcane, our dragon.
Our dragon.
It's
We
just
have
a
dragon, we have lamp.
I don't social media, so don't look for me anywhere. Otherwise, I guess you can find me here. I'll be here. That
Works.
scheduled stuff is another question entirely. I gotta go look at things, but I'll be here.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry about it. Guess that makes sense.
Hey. Yeah, that's me, and I'm next. Hi, I'm DMF Saint. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at DMF Saint, as well as running things over at Nat20 and here on the Lights Roleplay in this. Coming up, there's kind of a double feature this week of last time around on Nat20, 8 o'clock on Thursday and Saturday. We will be doing the second and third and final of the Prelude trilogy of a lead up to a hardcore Curse of Strahd campaign that is heavily homebrewed. Every Sunday we do Morning Star and Company Incorporated, which is all homebrewed. And that takes me through the end of the year, and I'm not talking about anything else, except that there's a bunch of other things I've got coming up that I don't want to talk about yet.
NDA's signed. Saint can't speak of things unless the FBI will come for him. So he's
it's not the
himself safe.
FBI. They have more power than that.
That's fair.
Lawyers. Got it.
Yes. I see you've met them.
Well,
I think it is me next.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, hey, look me. I'm Petty Energy over on Twitch, where I stream video games, sometimes play board games with my friends, sometimes I pretend I'm good at Hollow Knight. Depends on the weeknight. You can also find me over on Twitter at NNG98, because what's branding consistency? I don't know her. Sometimes I do puns, sometimes I snake pictures, and also whenever my schedule changes, I pop it up there. You may be able to find me on other channels in the future. Who knows? Keep your eyes peeled. Follow me. Basic shill.
Exactly.
There you go.
There you go.
Hi, that leaves me. I'm Oserix Franco. I played Timothy Shade, the party lamp. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok at Oserix Franco. I do a variety of TTRPG content here on Neon Lights Roleplay and other places. Like you can find me in Last Time Around with Saint, Thursday, Saturday, and then in Morningstar on Sunday. You can find me over at TBK Roleplay next Monday for the Stargate Phoenix finale, where we gotta try and stop some ghoul bullshit. Wish us the best of luck. From there, you can see me in the Power Beyond on Nat 20 on the 11th, sorry. And then back here on the 12th. I'm also in Dark Echoes on TBK Roleplay, a Curse of Strahd campaign that picks back up from the holiday hiatus on the 15th, where I will also be hosting Murdering Coffee, where we're going to talk about death and TTRPGs with the incredible Keegan EXE, and I'm joined by my co-host Luca Locke. So that covers the next little bit, but just keep an eye on my Twitch. or my Twitter for more stuff. And remember, Timothy Shade's the name, Illumination's the game.
Well done. Masterwork.
Oh.
Well, folks, I guess that leads me to bring it home. If you don't know who I am by now, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your current and only favorite fox. I can be found on the Twitter sphere at BIG_FOXXI, Big Foxy, if you didn't figure it out. I dunk on right-wingers, I slay fascists, I have a great time doing it. You can come along with that if you want to. The next place you'll see me at, honestly, is probably back here again in 2 weeks, as the holidays are, winding over. But 2022, we'll see all kinds of amazing things here for me. I am returning to TPK Roleplay's Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, a Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign at the end of January, so that's coming back. Can't wait to be Azarus again. Core Hearts is finishing up soon, so we expect to have that series edited and released in 2022, so be ready for all kinds of anime goodness. I have 2 campaigns I'm running here on the Allies next year. One is this one right here. The other is Against the Light. It's an upcoming campaign I haven't announced yet, but be tuned for that. Tate's got stuff running that I'm in. Michelle's doing more of Blade's Will. I'm going to be in that some. I've been hired for other places to do other nonsense because I can't ever satiate myself. But please, everyone here is an absolute and incredible stuff. Thank you so much for everyone here for hanging out. Thank you for my 4 players, I can't count. My 4 players for being incredible. And honestly, more than anything else, thank you so very much for Critical Misses and for everyone else in chat for hanging out, throwing your support, being helpful, and making this an awesome stream. I always get super nervous when I GM, but having you all here to offer love makes it so much easier for me and makes me love this even more. Speaking of spreading the love, oh stop! I just did stuff.
It was very good. I had a really nice time.
I'm glad. Anyone got a
The
raid
sound
target for
cues
us?
were chef kiss.
I don't think I do.
Let me look. What do we got here? We've got Perception Studio.
Let's hit
It's
them.
live.
Why not? First call. Let's hit perception. Why not? They got 73. We've got 17. So we're gonna give them a perfect 90, just like that. Just like that. That's how we're gonna do it. All right. So we're gonna head on over to Perception Studios.
Sure.
We're gonna make sure that everybody knows. I can't do math, by the way. That's okay. I don't have to do math. The important thing is we're going over Perception Studio. Friends, we've been Neon Lights Roleplay. This has been After the End. I have been Young Foxy. These have been my friends. Remember that despite one person weaving a tale, we are all storytellers every night, especially here. So thank you for tuning in. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy your holidays and be good to each other. Bye-bye.
Moisture lips.
Don't forget chapstick.